Welcome. In this video we're going to look at the reports module of the DemiScorer program. We're going to select a competition here and go to the reports. Within the reports we have three tabs: Setup, PowerPoint, and Reports, and each of these is an interface that has a few tools in it. The Setup is actually not as got as many tools as the other two do. In the setup you can choose your contest and it will show you all of the different awards that are going to be awarded. The medals and the honor medals and the honor roll. 3 levels of awards are available to be chosen. These can then be observed over here as color coding. Here the medals are the top 3 places are medals, and there are no honor medals. Let's put in a 2 there. We'll show you what that looks like. If you have honor medals, they come in as a different color. So here the first 3 places, 1, 2, and 3 are blue, and then honor medals are 4 and 5, and notice there's ties in both of those. And then 6, 7, and 8 are the honor roll. What could be done, for example, here is in the top level you could give these big medals and give the next 4 places smaller medals, and then mention these in their certificates and in the awards ceremony, which is commonly done. You can leave out a level entirely if you don't want to give the honor medals. You don't want to have that second level. You can just go with the honor roll. So these would get medals and these would be mentioned in the honor roll. They would appear on the screen. You wouldn't have to read their names, for example, and then they would be mentioned as honor roll students on their certificates. Next, let's go to the second tab, the PowerPoint tab. The primary function of this is to create the awards ceremony PowerPoint automatically. Once the data is in, it takes about 5 minutes to produce the PowerPoint. There are a number of settings that you can make to the PowerPoint, and most of them are centered here. Let's go to the state meet, the large schools here, and we'll look here at the this represents all of the slides in the PowerPoint numbered in slide order. They're numbered 10 through 172, and there's not 172 slides because there are some gaps in the numbers, but that is the awards PowerPoint presentation there. You can design your PowerPoint slides here. There are 2 types of slides. You can look at the data slides, which is what you see when they are giving out medals or when you are giving out honor roll or honor medals. Then there is also a title slide, and here's what the title slide looks like. There are some adjustments on this side you can make to the title slide. You can put your own logo in. You can put in different fonts here and different color schemes. You can set the background image and so forth. So you can then control the design of your PowerPoint from this little device here, and that's the design button at the bottom of the PowerPoint slide thing. This one here shows you that you can rebuild your slides and build them fairly quickly. I'm going to delete the whole slideshow here. Now we have nothing, and use this build tool. And the build tool then allows you to set the number of medals in each of the general areas. You can then go in later and modify those specifically if you want to. You can turn on and off specific awards. For example, we have available you can give the relay event here awards. You can also create awards for some special combination of different events. That's a Nebraska category, custom for them. This creates awards for the top teams and the highest team totals for each event. So for example, you could give a trophy to the team that had the highest cumulative art score if you wanted to, and we can get that in here also. You can give one event, comes up as one page, or you can give multiple medals for the teams also. So these can be turned on and off, and then to create the PowerPoint, once you've checked all of these you want and set the medals over here and set the way that you want the medals to be given, which is this column, you can control some things there. Then you just hit build and it builds your PowerPoint again. Now there's 2 other buttons down here, the preview and the PowerPoint. The preview actually just creates a mock-up of the PowerPoint presentation here very rapidly, much faster than you can do so in PowerPoint. This is actually within the program itself. This has nothing to do with Microsoft Office. And then you can see if things look the way you want and you can modify the order over here. You can just type in a different order. You can squeeze slides in between others on this order over here. And once you have this set for the tournament, then each time you modify the data, you can regenerate the PowerPoint quickly. And then finally the PowerPoint can be generated from this same thing. I just click the PowerPoint button. This is a bit slower process, but the whole process of creating a PowerPoint presentation takes maybe 5 minutes. And so now we're waiting for the PowerPoint to come up, and it will be manipulating PowerPoint internally. Notice it looks very similar to the awards that are in the screen, on the preview screen. And this has, I want to say this has around 100 slides on it. And I can actually scroll down through these as they're being generated and see how far we are. We're down to the mathematics awards, which is about halfway through the objective events. And now we're down to the science. I think that's next to last. And speech, interview, and essay are the last 3 individual events. Okay, there's the essay event. And now we're into the alternate awards, and there's a few of those. Those are the combination events. Finally, we have the total score for the individuals, and then the total score for the team. And so now we're done. That took a couple of minutes. And let's look at the PowerPoint here. You can see that it's title slides with slides of individual students following each. Let me run the thing here, start at the beginning, and show you just a little bit about what the PowerPoint looks like. There we go. And so here is the first slide. It announces the area. Click on it, and you can then third place, second place, first place come in as you click, and then your honor roll comes on a roll, one by one by one. And you get the scholastics, third, you announce the name, second, first, and your honor rolls come through on a roll. So while your people are walking up to get their awards and the medals, you can roll the honor roll people and let them see their names on the screen. And as we continue through it, this continues in the same pattern. You can control things here within the PowerPoint. Didn't want to do that. Let me go to the multi-slide layout, and what I want to do here is show you that, for example, I don't want to give the top 3 scores for the teams and then give the honor roll. I want to either delete that or move that ahead. So starting from this one here, starting from the current slide, the team championships comes up, and the honor roll comes up for the teams that have 4th, 5th, and 6th, and then your team score medalists, top championship teams are 3rd place, 2nd place, 1st place. Okay, so that is your PowerPoint presentation, and it runs like a PowerPoint. You can also output that using PowerPoint. You can output that as a PDF and post that online. A number of other things you can do once it's in PowerPoint format. I'm not going to save this now. So we have a preview that goes in here real fast, and then the PowerPoint, which can then be edited, have additional slides added if you like. You can put in an overall title slide. You can put in acknowledgments. You can create some slides that are acknowledgments and cut and paste them from another slideshow. You can do a lot of things with the PowerPoint. Alright, finally, the tournament is over, and we can go to our reports. And in here then we have again mock-ups of the output. I'm in the same tournament, and I want to select, so we're just in that tournament over here. So now this window is just for the state meet, large school state meet at Creighton. And in here then we see all the results, all of the students up here. And I'm currently on Jenny Sarah, and you can see her certificate. If you look at the certificate, you see the tournament, her name, her school, and then all of her achievements in all of the events where she did well. If she's not in the top half, it doesn't mention them. Finally, at the bottom we have the information about the contest and a signature line, and then this is a secondary logo. We have a primary logo up here that you can use behind the text or whatever, and then a secondary logo down here for whatever you would like. We can switch over to the team report. Let me make that a little bigger. Okay, and the team report is shows you each of the students on the team, shows you again the tournament, shows you the events. The team relay only has a relay score at the bottom. We have the art column and all of the different subject events, and then the total column over here, and then down here is the team total for all the different events. Below each score is a place, is a score place. In other words, if you have a 3 here, you tied for the 3rd highest score. If you have an 8, you've tied for you either had or tied for the 8th highest score given. Now, including ties, that doesn't tell you how many teams finished ahead, because there are lots of ties, but that gives you the place of your score. Then we have circles for anybody who has an honor roll mention. You have blue circles for anyone who has a top medal finish, and this tournament doesn't have any. This tournament currently doesn't have any honor medals, which is the intermediate level. So let's give some here. Let me go back to art and make the art honors 222. And so we'll give 2 medals, 2 honor medals, and then two places. Let's make it 3 places on the honor roll. So what happened there? Okay, scroll down. So now, if I go back into the reports and go to the same tournament, and now we see that this person has a red, which is an honor medal. And as we go down, we'll see some. Go to some other schools. We'll see some other reds in there in that on art. They're only in the art. I didn't give honor medals in anything but the art. But it codes shows you which of these scores on the score sheet are medal winning scores. Then you can take a team, for example, and let me sort by school. And I'm going to sort, let's do Lincoln High. And I'll select all of the Lincoln High students and hit the print button. And this one, it isn't all automatic. I have to actually tell it where to print. I'm going to have it print to a PDF format and tell it to go. And it will take it a few seconds to create the PDF, which is easy to mail to the teams after the fact. And I can give that a name. I'm going to save that into my specified folder. Put that in my certificates folder, and I'm going to name that Lincoln High. Might be just as easier to print it to a printer, and then I could just say go, and it would print all 11 pages to the printer. But in any case, I'll show you what we got for the Lincoln High very quickly. When I said do a printout, it basically takes all of these things that I've highlighted and prints you a form for the team result and a form for each of the students. And so then the teacher could get an email, and attached to the email would be this report. Let me just open one up and show you what they get then, taking just a minute. Probably have 2 of them open now. And here is the report that the coach would get as an attachment to an email. It would show you the medals in blue, the honor medals in red, and the honor roll medals mentions here. Okay? And then each student gets a certificate, and these are coming in just a little slowly. Shows you all of their achievements, and if they have none, then it says it's a certificate of participation. If they have nothing in the top half or the top part of the score, you get a certificate of participation. And that is the certificates and the printouts. And that's about all we have there. Thanks for listening, and that's the reports module.